Mississippi app. Always too on that local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. And don't forget about SuperTalk TV, where you can watch us on your computer or your mobile device. And I've got a great headline for you. The Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, they have received a grant for greenhouse gas reduction measures. And joining us today is Jerry Cain. He is the environmental manager for the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians to tell us a little bit more. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, how are you?
How are you doing? Merry Christmas. I know it's all gearing up, so appreciate the time right here on a holiday. But this is some good news that happened not too long ago. So when did the grant get awarded for you guys, Jerry?
So the grant was awarded in the fall, early fall of this year. And when we got notification of the grant, we'll actually get the money around the first of the year.
Okay, so tell us about the grant. This seems like a big deal and has great potential to sort of improve the quality of life and well-being there with the Choctaws.
Yes, it was a two-step process. The first process step was to identify pollutants that would impact climate and generally called greenhouse gases. So we went through that process, identified sources of greenhouse gases in the tribe. Then the second step was the implementation phase. And so then we put in a grant application to address those sources of greenhouse gases. And as we said earlier, we wanted to do two things. We wanted to have a measurable impact on the environment, and we also, while we were doing that, wanted to be able to help tribal members, in their daily life.
So how's that going to do that? Once you're able to receive the funds and start putting this project in motion, Jerry, I think there's like 4 different spots that you guys are going to sort of be focusing on. What are some that are going to make the most impact for those living, for those tribal members?
Okay, the four areas, the 2 that has the most direct impact to the tribal members is the first is that we have got funds to put in solar-powered HVAC heat pumps. And the purpose of these is not to replace the entire heating and cooling for the house, but to be able to, during peak times, utilize solar power to cool part of their houses. It was $2.8 million, and over 5 years, we'll probably be able to put these units in about 300 elderly and tribal members' houses. The second part is home appliances. So older appliances use more electricity, so maybe gas, and so the purpose of this part of the grant was to replace less efficient appliances with electric appliances, and there was $3.1 million. And it will probably, again, over 5 years, we'll be able to put appliances in about 300 tribal members' homes.
How excited are tribal members for this, Jerry? I can imagine that this is a huge relief for many, particularly the elderly ones who may have suffered through some of these summers or just don't have the means to maybe, make those swaps or transitions themselves. So what's kind of the morale going around about this opportunity coming?
Well, as you might imagine, there's a lot of interest in it, and so the tribe has got to go through a process, and we're in the process of doing that and developing a priority system so that the ones with the biggest needs get them first and move down the list. But there's obviously a lot of interest in it.
And the other piece to it, Jerry, I saw is expanding recycling capabilities there. That opens up a whole lot of opportunities or possibilities. What will that look like in the end?
So we currently recycle cardboard from a lot of tribal facilities, and specifically the tribe operates 6 schools across the on the tribal lands, and currently that's having to be collected in a very inefficient way. Pickup trucks with trailers going back and forth, a lot of miles, a lot of gas, and so what we are doing is we're going to replace that with dedicated cardboard recycling dumpsters, and then a dedicated truck to go and make a route, pick those up. It will reduce greenhouse gases to the tune of about 58 million tons over 5 years, just in a reduction in the gas that you use.
That's incredible, Jerry. I mean, you'd think that, something simple like that, although I know it's complex and it's going to take some procedures and processing, putting things in place, but it can make sort of a big impact. I mean, overall, it sounds like you guys have this great opportunity provided to you, and you're going to put it to some real good use. So when did you say you guys were going to start making some of these changes? Is that next year, or what did I miss, Jerry?
So we will begin next year, and of course the fourth part was we have the capacity, and we're developing capacity to do biodiesel from waste oils, cooking oils that's generated at the tribal facilities, and so we needed a way in which once you converted that to biodiesel, to be able to mix it and then be able to dispense that to tribal users. And so that was the fourth part of that. We will begin early next year actually doing acquiring the expertise to install the HVAC systems. Probably later in the year, we'll start putting those HVAC systems in, and quicker we'll begin buying the appliances. And like I said, they expect we'll be able to do in both of those areas about 60 houses per year over a 5-year period.
I also saw, too, where this will help provide permanent and full-time jobs for some of the tribal members, and I think that's also a good thing that came out of this.
It does. And in the particularly in the HVAC, this is the solar-powered HVAC heat pumps is a new technology for us, and so we will be training tribal members on how to install and how to maintain those systems, and so that will create additional jobs.
Do you think this is a great model, too, Jerry, for folks to kind of watch over the next 4 to 5 years as y'all implement these things at Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians and with tribal members, for other folks to say, hey, these things work. We should be looking at doing that, sort of in other places, or sort of being able to recognize these easy switches can make big impacts for the environment?
Yeah, so one of the things that we'll be doing is we'll be, tracking the metrics on, how reliable are the systems, what kind of maintenance it requires, those kind of things that anybody that looks at this kind of new technology asks. Is it? Can I expect when I turn it on? Does it work? And does it actually have an impact on the amount of power that I use?
Well, we'll be keeping up with that, Jerry. You'll have to keep us updated on how it's going, how those tribal members are enjoying it, especially come, the first summer that they may have a better way of staying a little bit cooler. You'll have to check back in with us and tell us how it's going. But congratulations on you guys getting this opportunity. Super cool.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
All righty. There you go. Always good things going on there with the Mississippi Band of Choctaw